Gosh, okay. I'm struggling. This is when you know you bought too many books. What? I'm sorry. Don't read this one at night. Oh, and the main guy in here is a professional football player. I mean, check your flower beds and check your closets because you never know when there'll be a skeleton in there. Hello beautiful people of the internet, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah if you're new here, and I'm so excited that you've joined me today. Today we are going to be doing a book haul, and are any of us surprised? I tell you who's not surprised, my husband. He's not surprised. I have quite a few books here, and I accumulated all of these yesterday. So for my friend's birthday this year, we went to this cute little town called Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And while we were there, we went to a couple of different bookstores. We hit a big McKay's. We went to a couple of indie bookstores. We even saw a bookstore cat. He was a true ham. He was loving all the attention we were giving him. But of course, I have very little self-control, so obviously I had to buy some books, and these are the books that I want to show you today. I think I have about 16 books here to show you, which is it's not a lot. It's not a lot. I do think after today though, I'm going to go on a book buying ban because I obviously need to do a big unhaul before I buy any more books. So this is my final book haul for at least a little while, you know, at least for the next 2 weeks or so. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, honey. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the book haul. This first book, I was reading the synopsis and was absolutely flabbergasted at what I was reading because this one sounds intense. And this is Falling by TJ Newman. I think this is a duology. This is the first book. I think the second book is called Drowning, something like that. And I knew it took place on a plane. So basically these people get on a plane to go to New York, and while they're in the air they find out that their pilot's family has just been taken hostage, and in order to keep his family alive, everybody in the plane has got to die. Shoo. This next one I'm so excited that I found, and that is Insomnia by Sarah Pinborough. I read Behind Her Eyes last summer and really enjoyed that one. That was definitely a twist that I did not see coming. So this one is following our main character Emma, and Emma has gone through some things in her life. She's gone through some pretty tragic events, especially as a child, and she just tries to kind of forget about it when she becomes an adult. But when she becomes an adult, she stops sleeping. And so I think it's just a eerie tale of trying to figure out why she can't sleep. I'm excited. This next one I'm so excited about because it is The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the third book in the Inheritance Game series, and I am in love with that series so incredibly much. I need to read the second one still, The Hawthorne Legacy, I believe it's called, but I did not own the third one, so now I own the third one. It does give me the ick though that this one's hardcover and the rest of them are paperback. Beggars can't be choosers. This is another one that sounds like an absolutely fun time, and that is One by One by Freida McFadden. Freida McFadden is becoming quickly one of my favorite authors because I truly think that she writes in a way that a lot of thriller authors don't. Now I know that there are mixed opinions about Freida McFadden. I personally have never had a problem with one of her books. I really hadn't heard of this one before, but when I read the synopsis, I immediately picked it up. So this one is following our main character, Claire, and her children are going on a vacation because she needs one. And they're just driving down the road and their minivan breaks down in the middle of nowhere. And so it kind of sends them on a wild goose chase to try and find help. And while they're hiking, they get the sense that somebody or something is hunting them. Don't read this one at night. This next one is also by an author that I love, and that is The Winter People by Jennifer McMahon. I read The Children on the Hill. I believe that's what that's called. That's my toxic trait. I can never remember book titles. But I really, really enjoyed that one, and I really enjoyed her writing in it. I've heard nothing but good things about this one, so I had to pick this one up. Taking a break from thrillers, I bought a romance, and that is Fake It Till You Make It by Jamie Wesley. I don't know what this one's about, but I know my friend owns it, and I've seen it on her shelf before, and I am a sucker for any kind of cozies or romances that are set around baking or food. Honestly, that's all I need to know about it. Oh, and the main guy in here is a professional football player. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm struggling. This is when you know you bought too many books. The next genre. I love how I told you that I had an array of genres here, and I literally just had thrillers, romance, and cozies. I mean, technically that's an array, but not a wide one. So yes, these next books that I'm going to show you are all cozies. Who's surprised? Show of hands. So this first cozy I picked up at a little indie independent bookstore, but it was kind of like a donation center for books almost. It wasn't anything like I'd seen before. She had a ton of mass market paperbacks, and I knew that I was going to find a cozy, and I did. This place was also where we saw the cute little bookstore cat. But the cozy I picked up there was A Will to Kill by R.V. Raymond. Now, I don't really know a ton about this. I read the synopsis and it reminded me of Knives Out, and obviously I had to pick that up. That's one of my favorite movies. So I think it's about this older man who has been going through some legal battles, and he wants to invite some of his relatives over for dinner, and so he invites them over to his mansion, and I guess they start dying off. I don't know. I hope so, because that sounds like a really good time. This next cozy is part of the House Flipper mystery series, and it is called Dead as a Door Knocker. And let me just tell you that this little cat on the front, do you know what his name is? Sawdust. So basically this one is following our main character, Whitney, and Whitney is a home flipper. And so it looks like she has bought a home to flip, and she finds a dead body in her flower bed. This next one is kind of similar to that, and that is All Fudged Up by Nanny? Who's Nanny? By Nancy Coco. I own another book by this author, and I think she has a different series that's like the Fudge Shop series, I believe. I'm not exactly sure. But this one is the start of a new series that I think that she kind of branched off of that first one. So this one is following our main character, Allie, and Allie is kind of renovating a grand old hotel that's been in her family for generations, and she finds a skeleton in the closet. I mean, check your flower beds and check your closets, because you never know when there'll be a skeleton in there. This next one sounds so stinking cute, and it is It Takes Two to Mango by Carrie Doyle. I've heard nothing but good things about this cozy, and as soon as I saw it, I instantly grabbed it before I even read the synopsis or anything. How can you hate a cozy that says it takes two to mango? Okay. This one is following our main character, Plum, and Plum has just been laid off her job. And so she decides that she's going to go look for a new one, obviously, because employment. And she ends up scoring a job as a villa broker and moves to this Caribbean island. And everything's going great for her until she finds a dead body in the jacuzzi. Flower beds, closets, jacuzzis. Just check everywhere, to be honest. This next one is called Murder on Memory Lane by J.D. Griffo. I was instantly drawn to this cute little cover because it just looks so cozy. So this one is following our main character, Alberta. And Alberta is an older woman. She's a widow, which I don't think I've ever read the perspective of an older woman in a cozy, which I think is going to be kind of refreshing. Alberta finds out that her aunt, her late aunt, had some secrets that she was keeping from everybody, and she even had a secret fortune and a secret lake house. And so Alberta actually inherits this lake house, and she goes there and she's like, oh, just what I need. I am just gonna live out my days just chilling with this little cat. And then she finds a body in the water. That's definitely a wrench in the plans. This next one I've had on my TBR for quite some time, and that is Clammed Up by Barbara Ross. This is the first book in the main Clam Bake mystery series. And I mean, come on. Let's take a minute to appreciate it. So this is following our main character, Julia, and Julia moves back home to help her family's struggling clam bake business. And her family is catering a very luxurious wedding at this mansion when the best man is found dead. And so she is going to be the sleuth, obviously, to help figure out what happened to our best man. This next one was more so an author buy because I've always wanted to try this author, and that is Murder on Cape Cod by Maddie Day. Maddie Day has quite a few cozies that I've been wanting to try. I think she's got a kind of like a cafe series that I really want to try, and I think this one is, yeah, a Cozy Capers book group mystery series. And it takes place on Cape Cod, so I mean, do you really need to know anything else? This next one is part of a series that I've actually already started, and that is The Cider Shop Rules by Julie Ann Lindsay. I have already started this series. I read the first book, which is Apple Cider Slang, and I really enjoyed that one. I really enjoyed this writer's writing, and this is part of the Cider Shop mystery series. So if I'm not mistaken, the first book is all about our main character, Winnie, and Winnie and her grandmother own an orchard that they kind of open to the public. So the first book follows Winnie and her grandmother as they find a dead body in their apple press, and it just so happens to be her grandma's nemesis. And so that was really fun. This is the third book. This one takes place at a fall festival. Rude. Yeah, the guy that owns the pumpkin farm. Like, the very popular guy that owns the pumpkin farm is found dead. So that's not good. This next one is also another one that has been on my TBR for a long time. And that is 6 Feet Deep Dish by Mindy Quigley. I am so excited about this. I don't even know much about it. All I know is that this little cat on the front, his name is Butterball because he looks like a butterball. I mean, my pug's a butterball too, so. And I believe it follows our main character, Delilah, and Delilah opens a deep dish shop. And that's really all I know about it, and that's all I need to know about it. Alright, my friends, that is all the books that I have to haul for you today. I know it wasn't a ton, but then again, I don't need a ton of books to haul. So I'm just gonna do like little book hauls at a time. Hopefully you're okay with that. If you made it this far into the video, please leave me a book stack because I'm looking at one right now that I have no idea how it's gonna fit on my shelf. But that's me problem, not you problem. And if you liked this video, please leave me a like and hit the subscribe button if you want to stick around. And don't forget to come join me over on Instagram. I usually post daily on my story over there. And yes, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I will see you in my next video. Bye!